Hey guys, it's the Aussie Gamer here, and in today's video I'm going to be investigating what is the highest horsepower car in the game. So, let's find out. Now if you haven't already subscribed to my channel for more FH4 news and gameplay, then make sure you do. If you have subbed, you are awesome, and if you haven't, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Now in my last video, I was showcasing the cars with some of the craziest engine swaps. Now this was one of them, the Mustang RTR Spec 5, where you can put a 7.2 litre V8, which nearly pushes out 1900 horsepower, but there is a car in this game that pushes out more. And if you're wondering if it's the Volvo Iron Knight with 2400 horsepower, no, not really, it's technically a truck, so I'm not counting it on this list. Even though it has a boatload of torque, literally 6,000 Newton meters, it weighs 4.5 tons, so it is kind of a big berther and not the fastest thing in the game. The vehicle I'm going to be showcasing today is not as big, not as heavy, and is stupid fast too, so let's investigate. Now, to some of you it may come at a surprise, and to others probably not. The vehicle I'm going to be showcasing today is in the Hot Wheels manufacturer. And let's move over, yep, it's the twin mill. So let me give you a few specs about this. This has two Chevy Big Block 502 engines, both with a fat supercharger put on top. So overall, both engines are 8.2 litres. And combine that, we're seeing around 16.5 litres. This has pretty much the craziest engine in the game, having two at the same time, and overall, this Hot Wheels twin mill is an impressive thing to behold. Now currently stocked, you can see it pushes around 1400 horsepower and 1400 foot-pounds of torque, and not too heavy, but is a little bit, and you can see it's around 16.5 litres. So let's upgrade this thing to the spec where it's the most powerful car in the game. So let's go to the upgrades and tuning. From what I remember, there isn't much you can do in here. No, basically a drivetrain swap where you can make it all-wheel drive, which is probably good for grip, but in this video, I'm not going to do that. For body mods, we don't have much apart from the Forza Aero. That is not too amazing. It looks pretty standard. We've also got our tyres, which I need to upgrade to at least the race tyre compound. Widening these tyres, so 265s at the front and 385s at the back. Now I thought the Spec 5 in the last video with 355s was impressive, but this is maximum chonk. So we're going to be chucking those on and hopefully we can actually get some traction. For wheels, I may actually just change it to something else, because even though the Hot Wheels ones are pretty cool, I'd like to add something a little unique. What do we have for old school style? Oh, I actually like these rotiform FUCs, not bad. We can only do the front rim size and not the back, but we want as maximum sidewall flex as we can on the rear. So for this we can only do the differential, which is a bit of a bummer, but there we go. For handling, we can't actually do any upgraded brakes, and we can't do any race springs. So basically it's got race stock, and we've got drift and rally, but I'm going to keep it the way it is. For chassis upgrades, I'm going to be putting in the sport roll cage purely because you don't see it. And weight reduction, bro, we need that. For cams, this thing is already pretty impressive, and this thing makes it 1542 horsepower. That's a gain of 141 already. Displacement, let's make this thing a little bigger. It goes to just over 17 litres and over 1600 horsepower. Okay, pistons and compression, what do we do here? Okay, so that adds 44 horsepower, around 1650 all up. Oh, the big boys, we've got the Supercharger. So, actually this is the Superchargers. We will be putting these on, and we can see 1918 horsepower. That is the highest horsepower for a car we've got in Horizon 4. It is 1793 foot-pounds, which is pretty impressive to say the least, and it weighs not too heavy as well. Okay, I've chucked on the upgrades, and I'm going to do a quick tune, basically for top speed. I'm probably going to down the PSI to 26, maybe, yeah, it's around there. I'm also going to change the final drive, maybe see if we can get a little higher, above 238. What about here? Would that be better? Okay, 270, that's pretty good. Around 270 also is the max speed you can do in most vehicles before it just stops you in your tracks. There are other cars in the game that go higher, but they're a rarity. Let's apply this, and I'm going to chuck on a quick paint job. Oh, we've got multiple ones we can do. So we've got the typical 50-year anniversary one, and we've got all of these. Oh wow, that is stunning. Gotta be honest, I actually do like this. I'm gonna put it on. For rims, what can we do? I actually may make this black in the middle. I think that's quite nice. Okay, it looks like we are done. So pretty much this car is good to go. Oh boy, what are we in for? I actually haven't driven the twin mill in Horizon 4, only in FH3, so it's going to be an interesting experience. Now I'm kind of hoping that these race tyres in 385 width get some grip, but let's see. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Oh god, that does not have grip. I should have known that this was going to be a Larry experience. It's over 1900 horsepower for God's sake. Maybe I can try and get some grip, maybe? Feather the throttle? Oh, no. As soon as it builds boost in the higher RPMs, you've got no chance of holding it. Probably if I get to a higher speed, hopefully it won't have the same issue. Yeah, the interior view is not that great. You're staring basically at a supercharger, and you can't see much more outside. Let's see how it goes on the highway. Oh boy, that didn't work. I'm going to see if I can get around 270 as the speed claims. Okay, passing 200 mile an hour already. Tap the car because this thing is not that grippy. Wow, this is pretty quick. I may actually need to go the other way on the highway because this one is not as optimal and you can't usually get the max out of your car. Come on car, what can we do? 260. Oh, 268. We nearly got there already. That kind of gives me hope on the other run that we can actually go higher than the target speed. This car isn't exactly the best to drive when you're at such a high speed. There are other cars in the game that do it much better, but because of the sheer horsepower, it's pretty entertaining. Okay, we are well over 200 mile an hour already. Let's see what we can do on the downhill. Oh, too much traffic. I need to rewind. Let me just weave through. Okay, 263, 7, 8, 9. Come on. 270. Yes. Oh, it kind of looks like we hit the speed limit. Yeah, so it looks like this is one of those cars in the game that you can't go much further because the game is soft limiting it. Surprisingly, I actually think the Spec 5 that I did the video on was actually a bit more Larry to drive, basically because you've got so much power in a slightly lighter vehicle and also having less wide tyres. This though is pretty damn cool. If you haven't driven this, I'd probably recommend driving it in max upgraded form. I'm not sure how good this would be for a drift build, but if you want lots of torque, this thing has it. God, you just need to tap the throttle a tiny bit and this thing just spins the tyres. Alrighty, well I think this is where I'm going to end it. I did pretty much everything I wanted to because this car is pretty damn insane and I got a good top speed run out of it. Alrighty, I'll catch you later in my next video. Make sure to subscribe and peace.